Hi guys, Jamie Lee here, talking about Bros and Betty's competition and the workouts and standards. I want to go ahead and explain a couple of things. There is some questions and maybe a little bit of confusion about it. We just want to make sure that it's all dialed out. We have 2 full events. In each event there's multiple WODs. Okay, so for example, event 1 has 3 different WODs. They are all scored for 20% of the entire day, out of the 5 full WODs. So there's 5 different scored events. In WOD 1, this is 1 minute of pull-ups, 1 minute of chest to bar pull-ups, 1 minute of bar muscle ups. Now, the way this workout is going to work is only 1 athlete can go to each station. So there's no athletes that are going to be repeating certain movements. It's going to be 1 athlete on pull-ups, 1 athlete on chest to bar pull-ups, and 1 athlete on the bar muscle ups. Now, the way that we're going to score this is these are all scored individually. Okay, for example, the pull-ups are going to be competing against everybody else that is doing pull-ups. So say you get first in this event, that's a good score for that one movement. Now, then you have your chest to bar pull-ups. This will be competing against the other chest to bar pull-ups. And then bar muscle ups. So they are all scored individually. Okay, so there's 3 different scoring opportunities in this one WOD. On the second WOD, WOD 2, we're going to go from a 1-minute transition into our front squats. This is a 5-minute AMRAP. What we're looking for is as many reps as possible in a 5-minute period. Men's weight is 135 pounds for the first weight. Women's weights, that's right on there. It's on the blog. Check out the weights on the blog. But the way this is going to work is we're going to start off 20 reps for the first station, 15 reps for the next weight, and then at the heaviest weight is going to be with whatever time you have left is to max out total repetitions. Now, the way this works is it's a front squat. It's not a power clean into a squat. It's not a squat clean into a squat. You can squat clean the rep, or you can have your partners, your other 2 teammates, lift the bar and do a human rack. Okay, it's 100% up to you guys. It's a team workout, so make sure you guys work together as a team. Now, the final WOD of this first event is a sandbag shuttle. Now, what we have here is we're going to have a couple sandbags tied together. We have 3 sandbags. 2 of them are going to be 80 pounds for the men and a 60 pound for our masters or novice athlete. And for the women, it'll be 60 pounds for the women and 45 pounds for the novice or master's athlete. So there will be 2 different weights, but 2 at the heaviest weight. Now the way this workout works is we're going to go from a clean to a squat and then switch sides. I'm going to demonstrate what that's going to look like. After you've done 5 repetitions of these, you're going to carry it to a 30-meter marker. You're going to complete 5 again. Once you finish the 5, we're going to go back to the start. Do 5 more. Then we move to our 40-meter marker. Then we're going to go back to the 0. Then we're going to go back to the 50. Okay, and this is going to be a 5-minute AMRAP. Okay, now just to go over the movement standard on the squat, I got a sandbag right over here we'll talk about. This is a single sandbag, but we are going to have 3 sandbags. Okay, all tied together. This will be similar to what you guys may have seen at the CrossFit Games 2013 with the worm. We call it the snake, so it's a little safer. The way this works is your team is going to have to work together in unison. We'll set up, it's a clean to the shoulder. Once you get to the shoulder, it's a squat. The judge will stay up. Then you can stand up, and it's a switch to the ground. From there, you will clean it, squat, up, switch sides. You can thrust her into the next side. Okay, for example, it's a clean, squat, and switch. That's up to you guys. If you are to stand up and squat it, that's not going to be a rep. You must show control, squat, and the judge will give you the stand by staying up. Alright guys, we're going to talk about our next event, event 2. This one only has 2 events, or 2 WODs. WOD 1, we have 3 rounds, 4 times. We'll be scoring this workout off of a time of a 400-meter-ish run. This will be a loop, so it'll be not an out back, but we'll have a designated track or course to run. We have a run, we have a 500-meter row, and then we have 100 double unders. Now, the way this one works is it's 3 rounds per time. Every athlete, every individual must complete one of each station. Okay? So, for example, partner 1 starts at the 400-meter run. Partner 2 starts at the 500-meter row. Partner 3 does 100 double unders. Once all 3 stations are complete, we will rotate. The double unders will go to the run will come to the row will go to the double unders. Okay, now the one thing that we wanted to put out there, just in case because we do have a novice and masters, we don't want to really penalize everybody that doesn't have double unders. So what we have done is we will allow one of these 2 athletes to come over and complete the double unders if somebody gets stuck. Now the only way that that'll happen is when these 2 stations are complete. Okay, for example, the run may come back and stand by the row until the rower is done. And then one of these 2 can go over and complete the double unders. And then you will rotate again accordingly. Okay? Everybody will do every station one time. If this is complete in, say, 5 minutes, you will then have a 2-minute rest. At 7 minutes, we will continue on to our second workout. If you're not able to complete this workout, you will skip the 7-minute start. You will continue until this is done. And then you will start up with this with whatever's time left out of the 5 minutes. Okay? So for example, at minute 7, we'll begin a 5-minute AMRAP of 10 toes to bar, 10 fat bar deadlifts, 10 push press. Now, the way this is going to work is there's 2 stations that there's not work being done. While the toes to bar reps are being done, a fat bar deadlift has to be in the static hold, and a push press needs to be in a front rack hold, a static hold. Otherwise, these reps will not count. You can rotate out partners however you want. So, for example, you can have one person do 5 reps, and then sub out to the fat bar person, where this person can go over and do another 5 reps to complete that 10 before they move on to the next station. Now, I'm going to go over some of the standards on what those static holds are going to look like. But it will always work 10 toes to bar, 10 fat bar deadlifts, 10 push press. That would be 1 round. Now on the static toes to bar, we're going to go over the static holds for each station. On the static hold, we're just going from a hang. You can go from a mixture hang onto the bar however you like. 1 arm if you want to, that's fine. As long as both feet are off the ground. Now, for the toes to bar, obviously, toes must touch the bar inside your hands. No kicking outside of the hands. On the fat bar deadlift, it is a double overhand. So there will be no mixed grip. You can hook your grip into a monkey grip, you can grab a thumb, whatever you want. Full extension at the top, knees and hips extended. On the static hold, you are going to be allowed to do a little bit of a knee bend. There will be no hipping. For example, your shoulders cannot come over the front of the bar. On the push press, it is a push press. No rebending of the knees. For example, the bar is at the shoulders, dip, drive. Once the judge gives you the rep, you may bring it back down. If you jump and you catch it, that's going to count as a no rep. For the static hold, all we're looking for is a front rack. You can come across, hold out, whatever you want to do. As long as the bar stays in that front rack position. Alright guys, just wanted to talk about our final. The way we're going to do our final is we have a west side and an east side of a bracket. We're going to do a bracketed final. After the second event is complete from the first 2 heats, we will then find out who those top 4 teams are. They will be put into the east or the west side of the bracket. The second heat will consist of the east side of the bracket. Now the way this is going to work is we have 4 teams going head to head for 2 spots. There will not be a timed element to this event. It's going to be a race. It'll be a race to see who finishes that workout first and second. They will move on to the Final Four. Then we will also have the same thing on the east side. 4 teams to move on. We will give the teams a little bit of a rest before we start the Final Four to give the east side some time to recover. And then we will have a race for the Final Four. We'll be racing for literally the podium first, second, and third.